thank you for joining another session of the Dinner Table Project. Tonight, well, first, I would like to introduce Brom Washburn. He is a 5th grade student at Lakewood Elementary, and he actually has an art piece that he'd like to show you. And we'll go ahead and have him present it right now. Brom, would you like to show?
Yeah, so this is like a pumpkin. We made this in art class, but as you can see it's like close to Halloween time, so I figured we make this, our whole class made this, but whenever we opened that, there's a raccoon inside. So, yeah, I just figured to show that.
Good job, Brom. I really like that.
Thanks.
I thought it was creative. I thought it was just a regular pumpkin, and then when he opened it up, it was a surprise. Kind of like Easter egg surprise during Halloween, huh? Okay, well, tonight what we're going to do is a pretty simple chicken pasta Alfredo kind of thing. And I do have different options for us this evening that I will show. But the first thing you need to do when you're making this meal is you need to put on a pot of water with a couple of drops of oil. This needs to be done probably first because we're going to add, once this water's boiling, the angel hair pasta. Would you hand me the angel hair pasta and show the screen here? I choose angel hair pasta just because it's faster to cook, and I personally, you can choose whatever you want, fettuccine, regular size, you can even go gluten-free on this recipe. It's whatever you and your family desire. So what you're gonna need are about 2 to 3 chicken breasts. You're gonna need olive oil. You're gonna need, once again, a pot for your water and the olive oil for that, and also for your chicken. You're gonna need your pasta. Now you could also go with this process, which is already has your Parmesan powder and things. But for tonight, we decided to go with just your angel hair, and I will explain that a bit later. You're gonna wanna get a ranch dressing. You can go with either your classic ranch dressing powder or your zesty Alfredo, which tonight, since we're doing chicken Alfredo, I went with this sauce. So, Brom, if you would, first of all, as of course my phone is already put up, but if you had your phone, we would be putting it in our dinner table project electronic box, and that will allow us to kind of communicate and talk amongst each other while we're frying up things and preparing our meal for the night. So Brom has already washed his hands. I have as well. So he's a 5th grader, and I trust him wholeheartedly to be able to cut this chicken. The instructions I'm going to be giving him is that he needs to cut the chicken in small pieces. The reason we're going to go with small pieces is because while he's doing that, I am going to be putting some oil on the pan here, and we'll be getting it good and warm, so when we put the cut chicken on there, it will not take very long for it to cook and have our meal complete. So Brom, if you would like, go ahead and cut the pieces. Cut them like you need to. And then I'm gonna get a bowl real quick. All right, let's see how you're doing there. Yeah, now you may need to use your other hand to hold the chicken. Use that hand to hold the chicken and cut. Yeah, he's getting the fat off of it, which is a good idea. And, all right, Bro, let me show you something real quick. So, since this chicken was a little hard to cut, I decided to get a different type of knife. And I'm gonna help him with this. So here you're gonna wanna hold and you just cut like that. See how that's cut?
Yep.
You want it much smaller than that. You want the pieces to be about that size.
Okay.
Right there, okay? So just be careful with the knife. I'm gonna go ahead, put the oil, here's the knife. Put the oil on the pan here. You just wanna drizzle the oil here because once the chicken is cut into the squares you desire, you're then going to be putting them in a bowl. Now, While he's working on that, I am going to wash my hands because I have touched the chicken again, the raw chicken, and I don't want to break the pasta with chicken juice on my fingers. So once your water is boiling and you've added the oil, you're then gonna take your pasta. You may choose to break the pasta or not, it's up to you. I break it and make a mess, which is okay, right? Wouldn't be fun unless we're making a mess, would it, Bro?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. See? Look at that.
This
Some
chicken
people
is
eat
really hard.
these spaghetti, especially angel hair, raw. I don't know how they can, but they do. All right, so that's in here.
I think
If you want to, if you want to go wash your hands, I'll finish cutting this up, and then you can break up more pasta. All right, so here we go. I'm kind of fast about doing this. And we'll cut it up. The smaller you get, the faster it will cook. And if you like ranch dressing, the more seasoning you will have on the pieces of chicken. And actually, as the chicken is cooking, it will be easier to break up with a spatula. So I don't have to be perfectly small. I can get it that way once it's starting to cook. And as you're doing this, if you see some fat you want to get rid of, go ahead and cut that out. All right, see, so our saucepan is getting good and warm. And you want it to be warm when you add the chicken because that will sear in the powder, whatever powder you use. See, there's a little fat thing there. All right, we'll take that off. All right, we're nearly done with this part. Brahm, if you will break up some more angel hair pasta and place it in the water.
How much more do we need?
Maybe 2 more handfuls. And that is a good question. He asked how much more, and that obviously depends on your family. As we progress through this meal, you may have family members that maybe they don't like Alfredo sauce. Maybe they don't like chicken in their pasta. So that is a situation where you definitely know your family and you know what will work for each individual member. All right, now that the chicken is in here, here comes what a lot of people think, well, a lot of people think cutting up the chicken is gross, but I don't. So now, Brahm, if you will, hand me some of that olive oil. So here you go, you've got slices of chicken in here. If you will go ahead and open it. All right, now drizzle some in here in this bowl.
Not too much.
Not too much, that's good. So at this point, I shouldn't have to touch the chicken anymore because I think I'm gonna have Brahm do that. All right, if you'll pour that package into the chicken here.
All of it.
Go ahead and do all of it. Now this is gonna really be hot. I'm gonna set this off for a minute because it got a little too hot. All right, now that you've done that, I'll take the package. Now you get to, guess what? Guess what you get to do? Stick your hand in there. Guess what else you get to do? Uh-oh, did the powder get to you?
No.
You just don't want to put your hand in it? Oh, that's the fun part. You get to get it washed off afterwards. All right, mix it all in. You can use both hands. What you're wanting to do is get that powder all over that chicken. We're gonna put a little bit more oil in it. There you go. How does it feel? Nasty? Yeah, a lot of people don't like that part.
Why did I get to do this? Is this good?
Let's see. Yeah, you did a great job. Oh, look at him, quick to wash his hands. Don't blame him though, really. All right, so actually before I put the chicken in, I'm gonna stir this pasta, and most of it's already complete. I just need to push in this part of the pasta that was sticking out of the water. All right, Brahm, here we go to this part. Now, depending on how hot your pan was, I had to take it off the stove because it did get a little too hot. So you may get a little bit of splashing, so I wouldn't have kids, young kids, do this. So we did that pretty well. All right, so there we go. Now, it's just a matter of stirring it. It will not take long, like I said, because we have it on high. We're gonna even turn it up higher now. Ron, will you put this in the dirty dish sink? Now, I also have another package that I will be putting on there as it starts to cook. All right, so Brahm, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the chicken. Oh, it smells so good. All right, see how the redness is going out of the chicken and it's turning white?
Yeah.
That's how you could tell that it's really getting done. See how easier that was to cut? So now what I'm gonna do is cut some of the pieces that look like they're getting done to make them even smaller. And then we can go ahead, if you will, open up that ranch powder for me. Well, we're gonna do that too. But let's go ahead and do the ranch. And I do still have this on high here. Okay, now if you would like to sprinkle that on the chicken, please. Yep, all around. Be sure you're close, you're not near the pot. Good, all right, that's good. We'll hold the rest out. All right, so we're gonna let that soak in a bit. And something I forgot to mention, Parmesan, the grated Parmesan is awesome to put on your chicken as well as it's cooking. I literally just pour it on there as it goes. It makes for a very, very tasty chicken. You really don't need to add salt or pepper to this chicken because of your ranch has a lot of the seasoning that will flavor up the chicken and will make whatever you do with the chicken, whether it's in a pasta or by itself, taste yummy. All right, so this has got much longer to go. I go ahead and put the lid on it. That way it absorbs the seasoning and also helps it cook faster. Since I used the spatula on the raw meat, I do not want to turn around and stick it into my pasta. So I was able to get another one, and I'm just kind of looking at the pasta here. It's just about done. Most of them are done. So we'll continue to wait for the chicken to fry up and the pasta to completely finish. All right, so now it has cooked some more. We're gonna gather it together here. And now, Brahm, if you will sprinkle on the Parmesan. I chose Parmesan and romaine, I believe. You could do just Parmesan or whatever you'd like. There you go. Perfect. So, Brahm, what was your favorite part of the day today?
At school.
What at school made it the best part?
I got to draw that raccoon.
Ah,
pumpkin.
yes, the raccoon that we saw earlier.
Yep.
It looked like a pumpkin. It was a decoy, right?
It's stuck.
That's fine. If it won't cut, go on to another one. It just means it wasn't completely done. There you go. Yeah, that was a perfect cut. You want to know what my favorite part of today was?
What?
And I'm being 100% truthful, is being here tonight and looking at all of the new recipes. I had my first pumpkin cookie tonight. Never had pumpkin cookies.
How good was it?
Very good. Very good. I might even try pumpkin pie this year. All right, let's go ahead, and we're almost done with the chicken. There's just a few more pieces. You've done an excellent job. Continue to do that, and I will be right back. I forgot to mention also earlier that if you are going to make it with Alfredo, you can make your own Alfredo, but I simply just buy the sauce. All right, Braun, let me see it real quick and let's see how it's going. See how that's all kind of baking in there? All right, we're going to put the lid back on this for just a short period. See how some of that chicken is seared? That's what we want. My son likes it really brown, where all of that ranch is seared into the chicken. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and strain the pasta now. You can use this here to strain it, but I still think that there's a little bit too much water in there when you do. So we're gonna go ahead for now. We're gonna turn this part off. And I'll be right back with these strained noodles. All right, we have strained the noodles now. What we're gonna do is look at the chicken. Should be just about complete. Braun, what do you think? You think this chicken's complete?
I would say so.
I think so too. Yes, it's cutting up really well. Except for that piece, of course, as soon as I say it.
Yeah, that's the one that I tried cutting up, I think.
All right, so now, this is you have a couple of different options. You could take this chicken and you could put it right on into the pasta that's been made. Or you could take the Alfredo and put it in a pan, which is what I'm going to choose to do tonight. Then you could put some pasta and then you could put some of the chicken in there. And then of course more of your Alfredo. And of course, who does not like mozzarella? Do you like mozzarella?
I love it.
There you go. So as he said earlier, he doesn't like chicken in his pasta. However, we're gonna change that. We're gonna get you to like it.
No.
Oh, now I'm challenged. Okay, so we would put the pasta on a plate. We would go ahead and put some Alfredo, since you do like Alfredo. And apparently he likes cheese, so we would go ahead and drizzle and sprinkle some mozzarella cheese on his plate alone. Okay, as Braun said, we were gonna go ahead and put some pasta in a plate for him. I know that's not a lot, but I need a lot left over to show how to do the baking of it, okay? Well, I can do a little bit more. All right, now, here's something that they can do themselves. You can tell me when to stop as far as sauce. Is that good? Or a little more?
A little more.
All right.
Yeah, it's good.
And now he gets to do the cheese. And this, parents or guardians, you may want to watch, because if they are a cheese hog, like I am, you're going to want to monitor how much they put on it, because you do need to have enough for who? The whole family, right? All right, so I'm going to sprinkle some on there. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. So there will be his plate. Now the rest is going to be left over, sorry, Braun, for the chicken here. What I'm going to do is go ahead and just put the pasta in here, and it's going to look like it's not a lot, which it's not, because we only used half a box of pasta, but you're going to kind of get the idea here. All right. So there you go. Normally you would have the whole box and it would fill this whole container up. So since this chicken is now done, I'm basically just going to take this, and guess what? I'm just going to dump it in there. There we go. And since this is the small portion of what we have, you can literally just eat it like this. You can take it right on, pour some Alfredo on it. But if you want to kind of be special, you can add the cheese in it and put it in the oven and just let the cheese melt. So there you go. What do you think about that? Doesn't it look a little bit more appealing to you?
It hides the chicken.
It has chicken. Well, it really will when it melts. So basically, there you have it. I mean, I have a lot of chicken left over, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of the Alfredo pasta and how to kind of make it. These are super good also to eat by themselves. So you may want to just take them out, let them cool, put them in a Ziploc bag, and eat them for lunch the next day. I thank you very much, sir, for helping me cook this meal.
You are welcome.
And I promise I'm still going to get you to try it.
No, you will not.
gonna be making an orange juice cake. This is one of my favorite desserts to make for Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's a really good, quick, easy dessert. So first we're gonna go over the ingredients that we need to make it. We need a box of yellow cake mix. Can you turn around, show it? Hold it up and show it. You need a cup of orange juice. Orange juice. You need 3 eggs, and then you also need a ½ cup of oil. And to bake your cake, you need your oven preheated to 350. So we have our oven preheating right now. And you're gonna dump it in that bowl.
All of it?
All of it. Good job. And then you're gonna add 1 cup of orange juice. So do you wanna pour it?
Yes.
Good job. Now you wanna pour it in the bowl for us?
Let me see what it looks like right now. Let's see what it looks like right now.
And then you need 3 eggs. Be careful so you don't spill them. Good job. And you need 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And then once you have all that in the bowl, you are going to mix it all together until it's blended well. You can use a stand mixer or a hand mixer. Good job. Get it? Good job. And then once you get it mixed, you're just gonna take a rubber spatula and scrape the sides down to make sure it's all mixed together good.
What's the taste good?
And then you're gonna bake it in a bundt pan.
Tap it in. Okay.
And then you're just gonna spray your bundt pan with some baker's joy or some cooking spray to make sure that it doesn't stick.
Can I spray it?
Yeah. Make sure you get all the sides good.
So do I just push on this?
Push the top. Good job.
Is that
You
enough
wanna get a good little spray there?
or way too much? Is that enough or way too much?
Good job. That's good. That's good.
I will
That's good.
listen to Mom. Can I stir it?
You don't stir it. We already mixed it.
It's gonna be a whole lot of spray stuff.
And then once you get in the pan, I usually just knock it on the counter a few times. It busts up the air bubbles. That way it bakes flat and it's not domed on the top. All right, then watch out so I can move your chair. Okay. And then our oven is preheated to 350, so we're gonna pop it in the oven and you're gonna bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes. Usually 35 minutes bakes it long enough. All right, so back up so I can open the oven. Watch out.
Oh, that's warm. That's warm.
Right, and once it's done baking, there is a glaze that you put on the top, so we're gonna wait until closer to the cake finishing, and then we'll be back to make the glaze and put it on the cake. All right, so our cake is almost finished. We're about to pull it out of the oven. So before we do that, we're gonna make the glaze that goes on top of it. So Sadie, can you tell them what we're gonna need for the glaze?
What we're gonna need is a stick of butter, orange juice, and whatever this stuff is.
Sugar. So you're gonna put your butter in the pan and you're just gonna melt it. So I have my pan on medium heat right now. Yep, can you help me?
I'm going to do 2 sticks, it's hard.
Well, don't touch the butter, we're just gonna plop it in there.
It's already melting.
Take
Mine
this and
cakes
stir it
took-
around real easy, don't touch
Mine
it.
cakes took forever to stir.
And then to that butter, we are going to add a cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of orange juice.
Can I do the cup of sugar?
Yep, pour the sugar in first.
Can I do the orange juice too?
Yes,
Okay, so sugar. So how much?
1 cup. So to the 1.
To the 1.
On the other side, over here.
To the 1.
I don't want you to burn yourself.
Some sugar.
Then Owen, stir the sugar into it.
And then I will get our orange juice ready.
Oh, why did
Back to the 1. You get to dump. You get to stir it. So back to the 1.
Keep stirring.
Back to the 1.
No, you're gonna do a 1/4 cup.
1/4.
So down here.
So the 4/1. Got it. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I dump. You stir.
Oh, why does that
Stir.
Well, the stirring's the important part. Can you stir it?
Is this sugar? Would this sugar taste good?
And then I'm just gonna turn the burner up so that way our sugar melts. And then we're gonna bring that to a boil for about 1 minute. You guys stir slow, you're gonna splash it out and burn us.
This looking so good. So do we have to put some icing stuff on
And
it?
we're gonna pour that over top of the cake. It's a glaze.
Can I pour it?
Does it have to?
Mommy's gonna pour it because the
Does it
pan's
have to
hot.
cook on it? Or do we get
No. All right, it's starting to bubble, so we're just gonna leave it now, okay?
Good now.
So that's gonna boil for 1 minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the cake out of the oven while that's boiling.
Just get on.
And then you're just gonna take a butter knife and you're just gonna poke a couple holes in the cake. That way it
Okay,
soaks
try
up
not
that
to-
glaze.
That to happen. And try not to get it on the floor either. Got it? Oops. Watch out, Owen. Owen, you're doing something on the floor. Okay. Sugar.
All right, now that it's done boiling, I'm just gonna pour it right over top of the cake.
Okay, Owen, we're gonna go to this trash can over here and then dump this out. Don't want to leave a mess in the sink. Now I'm gonna go wash my hands.
And then you're gonna let that soak in for about 30 minutes. I do have a finished cake so that you can see what it looks like. So once it is soaked in, you're gonna dump it out on a cake platter of some sort, and then you have your finished orange juice cake. And the sugar and butter glaze kind of soaks in, and then it also leaves a nice crisp glaze around the outside of it. All right, you wanna come tell them thank you for watching us?
Thank you for watching the show.
Well, you have to come over here.
Thank you for watching the show and enjoy your orange juice cake.
All right, and we hope you try it and you enjoy it. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Miss Alcorn and Miss Smith, Miss Sadie, and Mr. Owen. We really appreciate the orange cake that was made. Oh, I'm so sorry, the orange juice cake that was made. So with that being said, the Extension Office and Communicare Regional Prevention Center, Cecilia Valley, and West Hardin and Lakewood have some gifts that we would like to be able to give you. And since you both have 2 homes, we are giving one here to Miss Alcorn. And also a Chef Junior book. They get this for participating and volunteering with the dinner table project. There you go.